If you like liquid blush, you're in the right place, especially if you want a liquid blush without breaking the bank. I have 5 different options to share with you guys, from super pigmented to sheer, glowy to matte. If you want an affordable blush, everything here is under $10. Definitely keep on watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like makeup beauty content, and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, the first formula that I wanted to mention is from e.l.f., and this is probably the newest release that I have. I have 2 shades. These are their liquid camo blushes. Coral Crush, which is personally my favorite for a really poppy, fun spring or summer look. It looks super intense in the tube, and it is intense, but you can sheer it out, and it still can look very, very natural on the skin. And I also have Dusty Rose, which is the blush that I'm wearing today, and I love this for more of a muted neutral blush look that's not going to compete with a bold eye or a bold lip. This formula is super duper pigmented. It comes with a doe foot applicator, and honestly, this doe foot picks up so much product. You do not need all of this product because these are so pigmented. You just need the tiniest little dot on your cheeks, and they do dry rather quickly. So I would suggest doing one cheek at a time. My preferred method of application is just taking a little dot, dabbing it onto my cheek, and then taking a brush and patting it in. If I feel like the edges need a bit more diffusing, I will take the brush that I use with my foundation and just go around the edges, and it just helps everything look super seamless and blended. And then once I do one cheek, I'll go in and do the other cheek, and if I feel like I need to build up the pigment a little bit, then I will go in and do a second layer. But it's easier to add more than it is to take away with these blushes. Just start off with a little bit and build up, because they can be very, very intense. But I love the intensity because that means that they will work for a wide variety of skin tones. These also wear incredibly well, so you won't have to worry about them fading off, which a lot of cream and liquid blushes have a tendency to do. In the tube, they look like they have a slight sheen to them, but I feel like on the cheeks they do look more satin natural. They don't look flat matte, but you can't see any glitter particles, and they don't look shimmery by any means, and they do dry down, which adds to that longevity factor. So these are a great option at the drugstore. They come in a variety of really fun tones, and they're going to work for a lot of different people depending on what colors you like, what your skin tone is. They're so good. I love them so much. Another great super pigmented liquid blush at the drugstore at an even more affordable price tag is the LA Colors Cheek and Lip Cream. So if you're like, Ashley, I don't like a doe foot, the e.l.f. has a doe foot, I'm not really into that, and they're a little pricey, check this out. These are available at some Walmarts carry LA Colors, and also Dollar General. That's where I found mine. So this is like $5 or under. It's super affordable, probably the most affordable option I have here. But don't let that low price tag fool you, because it does not mean that it has low pigment or low quality. This is amazing. It is super duper pigmented, just as pigmented as the e.l.f. It comes with not a doe foot applicator, but it kind of comes in like a little lip gloss style applicator, just a little squeezy tube. The only thing I will say is this will squeeze out a lot of product, so put some on the back of your hand first, and then go in with a brush, work it into the bristles, and then start stippling it onto the cheeks. That's going to be the best method of application. If you try to dot this directly on the cheeks, you might get way too much product. Again, less is more with this. Work in light layers, and it does dry down like the e.l.f., so you can build it up. Once one layer dries, like a coat of paint, you can go in and build up, and it's not going to be patchy or lift up on itself. I love the shade of this one. This one's in Natural Flush. It's a beautiful rosy tone that is just gonna look super flattering in the summertime, make you look like you got a little bit of sun on your cheeks. The only thing with the LA Colors blush is that it doesn't come in as many shades, but if you do find one that you like, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the formula because it wears really well, it dries down, it's super pigmented, and really beautiful. So definitely check this out if you're at the Dollar General. You want to add a new super pigmented long wearing blush to your collection. If you're like, Ashley, I do not like super pigmented blushes, they scare me. Maybe you're more fair, or maybe you just don't like a super bold blush, or you're scared of overdoing it, then check out the Hard Candy Face Off blushes. These are super sheer, but not to the point where you feel like, what's the point of applying them? You can still see them on the cheeks and you can build them up. If you have a very deep skin tone, I don't know how these would work for you, but they might work as a highlighter just because these are the most shimmery, not shimmery, but pearlescent out of all of the formulas I'm going to be sharing with you. It gives your cheeks the most gorgeous, pearlescent, Charlotte Tilbury-esque glow, but they're not greasy or oily. A lot of times when cream and liquid blushes are more dewy, they don't dry down, they don't wear as long. This one does dry down, it wears all day long, but you still get that beautiful luminous glow. So super, super love this. And this one in specific is in the shade Born Yesterday. This is my favorite one. It's a beautiful baby doll pink that's not too cool tone, not too warm tone. It's more of a neutral baby doll pink color, and it's just so pretty. You don't have to think too much about it. You can't really mess it up, and it just always looks good. So definitely check these out if you're at Walmart. Okay, and then if you want something that's not as pigmented as the LA Colors or the e.l.f. Camo blushes, but you still want a natural matte finish, I have two options for you. The NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tint and the Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Blush. Super Dewy, that doesn't sound matte, actually, I know. The name is super misleading. This actually has more of a natural finish and does dry down. So you'll notice that as a theme with all of these blushes, they all dry down. I don't like when my blushes slip and slide, so they all dry down, they're not sticky, and they wear really long. This one I love because it's a little bit of a thicker formula, but it kind of just smooths out the skin because it has that more like thicker, moussey consistency. I just squeeze some onto the back of my hand, again, work my bristles into the product and then dab it onto the face. That is my preferred method of application with most of these blushes, and build up as necessary. It dries down, it gives you like a natural finish, but it just looks very smooth. It doesn't emphasize any texture or pores on the face, and I really love this color. I think it's in Fake the Flush. It's a really like light coral. I don't have a lot of blushes like that in my collection. It almost leans a little bit neon-y. On my complexion, it just looks very fresh and makes my cheeks look very youthful. So I really love this shade in particular, but I also love the formula for its longevity and for that smoothing quality that it has. In a similar vein, the Sweet Cheeks blush from NYX is very moussey in consistency, a little bit thicker of a blush, but it doesn't get like goopy or crumbly or thick on the cheeks. It still shears out and looks super skin-like and natural. It dries down. And like the Makeup Revolution, it is very smoothing on the cheeks. It doesn't emphasize pores or texture. So if you have larger pores and you find that a lot of cream or liquid blushes just don't work for you because they emphasize your texture, then definitely try out one of these ones because they are very flattering in that case. And I love the shade of this one too in Nude Tude. It is the most perfect like neutral muted liquid blush. It's not going to compete with an eye or lip, and it's just going to look very, yeah, just very natural, very neutral. You can sheer it out for something super subtle, or you can build it up and kind of get like that more sunburnt, bronzy sort of look. So really love this one, and I know this one has lots of other colors too. They have a bright red and orange, so if you don't want something super neutral, check those out. But I do really like this one. It's a very unique shade to my collection. So yeah, guys, those are all of the liquid blushes from the drugstore that I wanted to recommend. There are tons of other ones, but these are truly the best of the best. They are going to be super long wearing. They're going to dry down. Some are more pigmented, some are more sheer, some are more matte, some are more luminous, but whatever your preferences may be, I feel like there's something in this little stockpile that is going to suit your needs. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.